guys, Jenna and Mika here, and we have Autumn of T1. Now, Autumn, can you give us some insight as to the switch over to Sylvan? What does he bring to the table?
감독님 오늘 실반 선수가 선발로 뛰게 됐는데요. 특별한 이유가 어떤 걸까요?
사실 뭐 자세한 이야기는 나중에 기회가 되면은 해드릴 수 있을 것 같고 일단 저희가 할 수 있는 말은 선수들 모두 그리고 T1에 있는 모든 사람들이 이기기 위해서 최선을 다하고 있기 때문에 그런 결정이라고 생각해 주시면 좋을 것 같습니다.
Hopefully we get to talk about this and I tell you the real answer later on into the tournament. But for now, what I can say at the moment would be the fact that we're trying everything our best to make sure that we win and perform very well.
Well, looking forward to that. Congratulations on that first map and best of luck.
It's a great start for T1 in this elimination match. They lead dominantly 1-0. I'm your host, Yingsun. I'm back here once again with Mimi and Ender. It's crazy how dominant that was because I don't even feel like we got to see, we even got into the map properly and T1 all of a sudden won.
Yeah, from the get-go, T1 are feeling absolutely on top of the world. I mean, this is a team that needed some energy to be reinvigorated for them. And you can see in the reaction right here, they're feeling great next to each other. Izu in the server as well was completely dominating round to round.
Yeah, absolutely lights out from him. T1 looked so confident this game. They played the comp that I'm shocked they didn't pick into this map last time they played because they were dominating A lobby every time. They were winning every retake. The rounds they built off the ults, it just all looked excellent from T1.
I'm glad you mentioned Izu because let's take a look at this HyperX reflex moment of the day.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, there was a few very, very nice ones, but this in particular, Ender seemed to have impressed me.
Yeah, I mean, he drops back into Baby here. It's a 2v3, and Soba's nowhere near in this fight. Gets that first kill and then dodges the paranoia. Double headshot when they swing like that.
How does he get two? Like, he is full running, lucks his way into the first headshot. And
it's just literally 3 bullets,
wait,
3
it literally
headshots.
was a flick.
Yeah, it was a transfer.
I thought he was moving.
Yeah, no.
That's how fast it was.
He's
It
actually
looked like
just
he was moving.
insane. And
Do you think he meant that? Did he mean that? Was it an accident?
No, that was real.
No, when I watched this, I thought it was an accident. I
Yeah.
watched it slow down. I think that was legit.
I mean, look at this guy. 300 ACS on the Cypher. By the way, that wasn't his only multi-frag. He had a 4K over towards the C site on defense too. Like, it's crazy.
This to me is like T1 finally living up to the Korean super team conceit, showing us rounds like that.
Yeah, and also not just the individuals, but Mimi, the team play, the ultimate usage are all great.
Yeah, they have this really interesting comp. We talked about how it helps them fight for a lobby control, but what they also have is a lot of these ultimates that do such a good job of supporting the team from across the map. In this round, the Rebel fight goes wrong. They lose the opening fight, but then Stax is popping his ult, combined with the decay coming in from that Yoru, and there was another cool one here.
The foam from the ISO. But
The
same
Yoru,
thing.
Blue Agents, the decay, thank you.
It's all good. It's all good. But honestly, yeah, and then you have like Meteor pulling players off the site when it comes to retakes. All of those combos just coming into really excellent effect for sure.
This is one of the reasons why you guys were so scared for Trace, right? The map pool just looks so good for T1 because Haven is up next.
Yeah, I mean, and look, T1 are playing a similar comp over on Haven with even more ways to be able to combo ultimates because they've got a Yoru into the mix as well. So that also ends up dominating with the Sobolt pairing.
Yeah, and that was Trace's map choice. They chose to go into this Abyss, or oh my gosh, excuse me, that Lotus is map number 1, and you can't help but feel like that has gone very, very wrong. Losing in such dominant fashion, now going into another stronghold for T1 where they play into these double duelist comps is a real tough spot for China's number 2.
I wonder if they're also just still a little bit nervous, you know? They were playing a very similar way as we saw against G2, but this is the thing about the comp that T1 run. Everyone knows that they do this. Many teams run this comp as well, and there has to be an answer that Trace can pull out for the ISO Yoru stuff.
I think it has to come with unlocking Feng Feng a little bit. Like, he was 1 in 5 in opening fights in that last map, right? Like, Trace are playing from a deficit nearly every single round. Like, if you can't start finding some of these opening kills, you're just not going to put yourself out.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to see what Coach Destroyer had to say ahead of map 2.
Hey guys, Mika and Vera here, and we have Destroyer of Trace Esports. So, Destroyer, I wanted to ask about Haven. That's coming up, and it's a map that you have avoided. So, why did you feel it was the right decision today to let it through?
今天图二即将来到影视搜索，那这是一张之前在新人赛区似乎替会避免去打的一张图。那你们是怎么看待这张图的？做了什么准备来打这张图？
我们到这里就做了一些就是这个张图的一些专项的训练嘛，然后把它放出来，也想看一下这个就是效果怎么样。
Like to be honest, since we come here, we made a lot of practice on this map. Like we did some specific training, so we just to test the result.
Well, okay, thank you very much and good luck.
I wonder if that specific training has anything to do with maybe moving away from the neon?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually liked the Neon comp when they were running it regionally. I think it is something that is a little off-kilter. It enables some of their players individually, but a lot's viable on Haven right now. You have comps like T1s, you have even like Teo ideas on this map, you have Yoru ideas on this map, and they are a team that's known to cook stuff up.
Yeah, and truthfully, they've had a lot of time, but we haven't seen Trace really making large changes outside of like the one agent here or there over on Abyss when they added in the second smoke. So I'm kind of unsure whether or not they're going to be making larger shifts.
But this is a really brutal position for Trace to be in. This is the team that really took Champions by storm, made big upsets there, went on a run to defeat EDG in China,
Ooh,
and now with their
change.
life on their line, they have something new.
You say something new. This is the oldest comp in the book on
But
this
it's
map.
something
Just about.
different at
That's
very
very
least.
true. That's very true, and we'll see. I mean, they do love Kai to have him over on the jet for them. So I'd like to see him maybe get a little bit more involved. I think he's gonna have a real tough challenge against him because the Yoru ISO comps are all about isolating the duelists, fighting them. Especially once we move over to Trace on the defending side.
And we finally get to see Buzz on that Yoru. He hasn't really had an opportunity to play it yet. And for people that haven't seen him play on this map before, it is fantastic.
Yeah, he's incredible. His coordination with Meteor is on point, but this all comes down to Trace. They've only won 14 rounds this tournament. They got to show us who they are.
They do, and if they want to avoid elimination, Achilles and Paper Thin, they have to win out this map right here, right now.
Have to win out this one, have to take this to 30, and then win from there. The odds stacked against them. We'll see, though, if that training that Trace's coach was talking about can be brought to light, if that can be brought to the surface, or T1 are just going to storm their way through a very breezy 2-0.
Yeah, this has been a tough map for Trace Esports, and somewhat tough for T1. They lost to Gen G pretty handily in the lower finals on this map. Should have beaten DRX in the upper finals on it, but were it not for some heroics from Flashback, they would have secured it. But Trace, widely been avoiding this map. They played Billy, lost to them. And of course, you never want to play this map against EDG.
Oh, the spot out. Meteor puts up the shield, tucks back, stun does come across, but the smoke there to obfuscate. Oh, King Howard able to find two, but now Buzz pinching in from long, finds one. Spike just going to be swarming its way down through sewer, but Low King's cut off from the rest of his team. Beyond K. Stuck here, Low King trying to come back to the rescue. 3K here for Buzz, and that's going to be a 4-piece. Dimensional drift not far off as T1 collect another pistol.
And you're going to see some similar ideas on this map to what T1 was doing on Lotus, where you can use the ISO to really bully space. You can get that shield up quickly, and then make it a lot more difficult for your opponents because they have to double stack often to try to take you down, or swing an angle that's going to be dangerous to catch Meteor off guard. And in this case, Buzz is in prime position to capitalize off of Trace having to try to deal with those players. Good work there by T1 as well to keep themselves hidden from that crossfire angle. That's a tricky one. They made it look pretty easy. Now we go over to Sylvan. We'll be locking down Garage. Trace Esports, I guess thinking about B actually. Just trying to get a little bit of info.
Can they do what T1 just did to them in the previous map? Convert this eco. Entry from Kai, gets himself forward past B, but it's just going to be the approach seemingly through Garage. Paranoia at the ready, going to be sent through. Izu at the same time, able to find Fung Fung. Gets that kill over at long. Sylvan cuts down Kai. Everybody else widely just corralled here into the Garage. Not many places left to go because right at the moment, Buzz drifting in from behind. Gets himself over towards A lobby. Swung the corner now, out of window. Might just be able to gun them all down. Up. Partial shots now, starting to ring through, just fishing here with a hip fire. Izu's gonna be able to find a third. And Low King taken down. Back-to-back 4-case. One for Buzz, one for Izu, 2 rounds for T1.
Yeah, I love this bend but don't break style from T1. They give up some space intentionally bulldogs, and they make sure that they're not giving those classics the right ranges to really do some right-click damage. Instead, finding those moments to step in with those bulldogs. Sylvan in particular finding a great opener. He looks really sharp to me here today. Obviously, probably has something to prove coming back in for this T1 team. You know, you and I know what Sylvan can be like at his best. He is a very, very good player. Back on those WGS teams where he was a clutch machine. Haven't really seen it at the Tier 1 level yet.
Yeah, I'm talking, you know, 3-4 years ago, that era, Sylvan was looking like the third best controller player in Korea. It was Mako, Zumba, him.
Yep.
This year, he's had his moments, but that consistency, that comfort hasn't come through. But it seems like he has been chomping at the bit here to get back on stage, because so far, rock steady performance in that first map, as well as what little we have seen of Haven so far.
Sylvan tucked around the corner in garage here, setting up for the paranoia. He's got some help from Izu. This is dangerous for the...
Izu here on the crunch, the paranoia connecting onto all three. Swings out, he already got Hebe through the box, spots out the feet. And Sylvan will be able to find one, looking, able to go ahead and take down Meteor Stacks. He's trying to hold his ground and will do so. Not a 4K this time, but another 3-piece for Izu, as T1 convert the bonus.
This just feels like a hard read from T1. Expecting garage pressure. Haven't really felt a lot of it so far in this map. Just thought, well, this is the way that they try to punish on their anti-bonus, and it's just so good. Just great timing, great coordination there. That's something T1 has looked a lot sharper with today. Obviously, the individual skill starting to shine for this Korean squad. Put the one-way up on top of the door. Again, B being thought about. Yeah.
Double tap shield out. Meteor gets the headshot, gets the reset. Now it's a little bit more aggressive. Pushing down, swings the corner, finds it, resets again, gets another. Hebe corralled into the corner. The Singer able to find one. Swing out though, and he just doesn't know which way he needs to look. Damn near flawless. T1 continue on their merry way.
And this is one of these things about the ISO that obviously Meteor, a tremendously talented player. We know that. He's won a Masters. We've seen what he can do at his best. But he's so accurate and he's so quick to reset. And against an eco as well. That's a really powerful thing to have, that extra shield. You know, even against the Stingers. Very tricky. And there's a wry smile from the face of Sylvan. Meanwhile, Trace Esports looking like they are without answers. It's feeling like that same Trace we saw in Abyss against G2, where they just don't have any answers for what their opponent is doing. They just don't have the confidence. They don't have the micro, the macro, all of it seemingly leaving them.
I can only wonder what's being discussed at the moment. After the opening map, after the start here on Haven, how do you rally a team back to get them geared up to be able to play against a T1 that is just looking this clean?
You're looking at your big stars. You're looking at Feng Feng, you're looking at Kai, especially Kai on that jet, having the opportunity to switch over to Duelist again on an agent he is extremely talented at. I have seen him take over maps. He's very good with the op, he's very good with the Blade Storm. He could get into those situations, he can do some real damage. The concern I have here for Trace is you're going up against two difficult ults that T1 is going to have in their back pocket. You're going to have the Neural Theft, you're going to have the kill contract. So T1 can play that bend but don't break style again, like we saw a few rounds ago, where they're able to just kind of peek around the map, get the info, and then maybe play for a retake off the back of those ultimates. Find that pick, get the Neural Theft, take a player out of the equation with the kill contract, work from there. But Izu, 8-0 right now, has been absolutely electric on that Cypher, locking down that C site. They're going to make a try at A. This is Buzz territory. Him and Stacks work really well in coordination with that utility. Kind of keep track of all the movements.
And crash back here onto the A side. Buzz looking for the swing in, gets the headshot onto Kai, but Anthem will not kill. Kai does go ahead, answer one's back. Stacks now just tucked away here at Sewers. Sylvan offering up some smoke to try to stem the flood. Stacks does manage to find one here on the lurk, but it's quite a bit of damage.
That's huge.
Down to 33. As here comes the grab. Meteor picking up Bianchi here. Double tap shield in play. Second shot finds it. Repops the double tap. Spike now planted. The push down stacks. Unaware of this coming his way. Ends up falling. Have able to find one. Now it all comes down to Meteor. Coming over into the corner. The shield still at the ready. Forced away by the aftershock. The double tap about to expire.
Great smoke.
The drop down and just can't quite line it up. Lil King will find it. Trace get themselves online here in round number 5.
That just feels like kind of a call to just go A. Try to see if you can exploit a Buzz and Stacks over there a little bit, overwhelm them, and it just barely works. And it's a good re-clear of space by Lil King to come around this backside and catch Stacks off guard. That really breaks things open. That reduces the angles that those players on site have to worry about. They know where the last couple are, especially Meteor, since he had used that kill contract. Makes it way easier. Then the aftershock into that smoke to make sure that the double tap timing runs out. Really nice stuff from Trace Esports in that round. Buzz has an op though.
So does Kai. And Buzz has been noted.
They're gonna hold that angle. He's got a TP
crash,
available.
Go back
though.
over.
Yep.
Now it's just inching, trying to see if he can spot anything, and as he swings out, they can confirm the operator and confirm that Buzz is dead. Great opening kills here for the side of Trace.
See if Meteor can find a timing. Get that shield up and see if he can absorb one of those shots.
Swing into it. Kai puts him down. Operator getting an immense amount of value thus far. 2-player advantage now. Now a third is Stacks just trying to go for the wide swing out, and Kai just a little bit faster than he had anticipated. Fantastic shots coming out here from the Jet. Trace very well poised to give themselves a second round win.
Yeah, this is just exactly what you needed from Kai. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Trace Esports. Needed that hero to step up. And he has answered the call in spades.
30 seconds left.
Gonna get a little info from the cam.
Here.
But looks like it.
Just confirming we don't want to go over there.
Yeah, well, they've already grabbed the op, so at this point it should just be a save for the last 2 members of T1. And I think for T1, see what Stacks and company have in order for this next coming round. They've got some time to talk about it, of course, so
yeah,
take a little bit of a timeout. Got to figure out how to deal with that op. Maybe go back to something we saw like early in the pistol round where you're throwing some of that util up into A lobby to try to contest that position. You know, if he wants to come long, C, that's fine. You know, Izu can use his util to kind of get a better read on the positions as they make their way through. But really, that op battle comes down to that long A fight, being able to control that territory. Just a really nice read from Trace Esports. Get the spot on a Buzz and just lock him out. Buzz never really got the feel that there would be a counter op on the other side of him. So, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah, surprise play working a treat. Trace getting their first back-to-back round victories so far of the series. How many more do they have? That's going to be the question. For now, economy still going to be quite strong, as this shot is just disgusting.
Filthy.
All right, through the corner. Looks like they will be able to force up another operator here. A bit more in reserve. And still, these ultimates available to them.
They're just going to kind of leave this area open. Did send a vulnerable to try to just put some pressure. Fake showing a little bit of presence there towards long A. They're not going to challenge it. Kai, so aggressive. This is China Valorant in a nutshell.
Storming forward, we'll just go ahead. Clears out that trip.
Fake teleport. Time to jump.
Buzz setting up this gate crash. Everybody here from Trace getting set up to attack this A site where, for the moment, it's only Stacks on his lonesome.
I'll handle this.
Reinforcement's going to be a world away, but they're about to get a hell of a lot of information as Buzz puts the mask on. Dimensional Drift now in play. Jumps up over the top, spots out damn near everyone. But where does he exit? He's running out of time. Gets himself around the corner. Not a second to spare. As the hit onto the A side, gets ready to come to the Kai. Up and over, gets revealed, takes a lot of damage. Tail wins over towards Sewer's side. Buzz pushes forward. Hits the headshot. That must have been one hell of a flick. There's another player right here in front of him. Double peeks back in with a shorty in hand. And we'll be able to just shut this down. Flawless from T1. Replay right now.
Oh, that was outrageous
What
from
did I
Buzz.
just witness?
That was nuts. The dimensional drift into the play. There's a vulnerable that comes out. He sends the fake out in front of him. That is a ridiculous shot. He had flashed around that angle. Insane stuff from Buzz.
Yeah, okay, with Meteor, I don't care. I need to see Buzz.
Yeah, poor Bianca trying to find Buzz. Buzz sends out another beautiful flash. Tremendous play on that Yoru.
On his feet once again. Started off the series that way. It seems like he wants to end it that way as well. What a round from Buzz.
That's a heartbreaker. Takes the op away from Trace.
Up and over they come. It's Kai gonna be hunting a target, and Sylvan blinded up. TPC in the corner, ends up getting shut down. Izu trying to find his way out of the corner, and Platt cannot do so. Ends up falling to the aftershock, and suddenly we're into a 2v3.
Time to jump.
Stacks and Buzz. Eternal duo. Can they pull it off? Crashes right there in front of Platt. Now going to be cleared out. Same with the recon. Nothing spotted. Out into the open. Stacks.
One enemy
Able to
remaining.
find Hebe. Sova showdown. Just drones available on either side. Hunter's Fury as well, which gives Bianca a massive advantage.
Stacks has to push.
Gonna have to tap this and try to at least bait some of the util out as he sees the drone. I'll give him all the info that he needs, and I think Stacks is now assessing whether or not it's worth trying to play this one out. Could just double back, go for the operator, but will at least get a consolation prize as the Hunter's Fury comes through. He wants to kill, he wants to try to take everything from them. He will be able to do so. Gets the elimination, gets rid of the ultimate, but cannot get the win. Trace, they hold on.
Yeah, just not much that Stacks can do in that situation. No opportunity to really push that space. Great diligence by Bianca. Using that drone first to get the spot, to get the info. Buzz had a nice shot, but had to gate crash out as things were falling apart really quickly. Good aftershock again. Very impressed with Hebe on this breach. He's had a couple really nice moments, especially with those aftershocks. Do some damage in these rounds. Sylvan, though, gets left on a bit of an island. Tries to tuck into the corner. Gets dealt with quickly by Kai. Back into the op for Kai. Smoke's gonna bloom in his face, though. Buzz as well, challenging this angle. It's gonna be advantage for T1 on that long A fight. So now they should be able to lean a little bit heavier over towards the other side of the map. And already Meteor out of his normal position over in the garage. So changing things up just a bit.
Oh! Just a hair off, maybe a minor amount of movement there, but what a fantastic shot from Punk Punk.
That is phenomenal from him.
Def now getting the ping out. Identifying that Stacks widely alone. As Meteor sets up the shield. Drone comes out. Still getting pinged.
No distraction.
Meteor gonna just try to fight his way out of this position here. It's the grab, wall falls, gets the headshot, looking going to be taken down, double tap, refreshed. Everybody else disconnected now, away from this B site. The defuse getting started, the ping revealing. I'm not sure if they've noticed this, but Kai's still able to find one. Bianca finding another. The defuse, however, is just being held. It gets away from them, Trace. Start running it back. But Izu just sticks to it and gets T1 a 6th round win.
That is such a gut punch for Trace. They play this round really, really nicely. They create a ton of space. They win a huge opening battle against the operator. Feng Feng then starts lurking all over the map. It looks like they have a great opportunity. But in the midst of the kill contract, chaos ensues. And somehow, some way, T1's able to just get onto the spike and stick it. The Hunter Fury probably creating some space there, sure. Not exactly.
He got it to half, got off, and then got back on it.
Not
That
sure what
retap,
happened. Yeah.
Getting lost in all of the confusion and all of the chaos. Really feels like Trace should have been just one round away.
Right here. That corner he's in. That is such an annoying position.
He's tucked in with a Vandal drone. However, will identify rolling that are now going to be crashing through. Actually, I believe you have TPs into it, and Kai just massacres the rest. Stacks and Meteor could not get out. Kai just tears them apart. Buzz at the ready, sending the flash, dropping down, catches them on a timing, but not much more to be done here, it would seem, as Izu now in a 1v4. Kai ready to greet just around the corner. Spots the first, finds it. Izu re-swings in, and this time will not be allowed to perform miracles. Trace continue to rally back. Keep it contentious. 2 rounds separating now with 2 more to be played.
That really looked like to me that T1 had a read on the Rolling Thunder. Just a spacing mishap. Oh, the catch and the updraft onto the box. Bianche's util caught him as they were trying to escape. Insane coordination there from Trace Esports. And that's basically round over. It's going to be a timeout from T1 now. Try to stabilize. They've already got 6 on this defender side. Would love to eke out a few more. Some ults to talk about, another dimensional drift from Buzz, but I mean, this is just coming down to who can catch who off guard, who's got that better read on that round with a couple combos of the util, knock a few players out, and it seems like that's the round over for one side or the other.
It's the first timeout call of the series so far here from T1. Haven't had much need or want to have to intervene, but clearly Autumn not enjoying how some of these rounds have both gotten away from them and how they've gotten some of those rounds, because a hero stick, not necessarily something you want to be relying on.
Somehow we've seen quite a few of those this event.
Yeah, DRX pulling off quite a few of them.
I think Leaf had one on Pearl. It's
yeah.
It has been one of those events, but now you're on a weaker bye for the first time here as T1. Cash is finally running dry as 4 out of the last 6 have gone to Trace Esports. Pretty curious what they want to do. You know, you can see some of the ideas for both sides coming to fruition. Some good change-ups, good map awareness. Buzz is going to try to get way ahead of this push. There's going to be a tripwire for him to contend with. Could potentially just gate crash past it. See how he wants to navigate this.
I'm gonna have to burn the other one. She has set up outside a garage, but there you go. Looks like it expires. Next one sent to send him over towards long.
Not going to try to take space. They're going to play for A control, but seemingly a B hit is what Trace is thinking about.
Betting a tripwire here. None to be found. Fault line sent. Kai goes up and over the top. Izu is at the ready, but does get recon pinged out. Now Liu Kang TPing into the back of sight. He would find the headshot. Finds himself a second. His stacks will fall. Meteor forced away, forced to reroute. Now so very low, just 20 HP remaining, as Sylvan will also get dropped. Buzz now clearing out the trip. They're well aware of this position. With the high-low, seems near impossible for him. Pot shots, goes for a little bit of a wide swing out, but Bianche planted, finds that kill. Meteor now, last one to fall. Timeout call here from T1. Not going to be delivering an eco win. Trace will get 1 round away from tying things up as they look for a 6-6 half.
Yeah, these slightly delayed util dumps from the Sova on Trace Esports has caught T1 off guard a couple rounds now. It's a little bit late with the drone. They're going to drive up behind it, and then Liu Kang immediately TPs. That's a cool little set play from Trace Esports. Taking a page out of Mako's book from what we've seen in this event there. TP up on the box, TP back. Use that Sova drone to give you that info. It's going to be another op for Buzz in this final round. Has a dimensional drift as well. This time, though, him and Izu in garage. And they're just leaving the C site to the Cypher util. And it's fast, and they catch both trips.
Yep. Clear it out. Cam getting a tag on a 1. Cyber Cage is now popped. Izu just kind of dancing around, re-peeks it. Meteor, however, going to be taken down. Izu now striking, finding one. Liu Kang noted there, back plat. Ooh! Still alive, however. As Buzz sends out the dimensional drift. The plane getting ready to come through. One player going to be spotted out. Stacks pinging, noting them both. Oh, goes for such a close timing and is able to find it. Moments before, looking to get his weapon drawn back out. Buzz now holding the corner of Kai, able to find that headshot. The knife is absolutely instant. Woo! Red Bull clutch from Kai gets us tied up 6-6.5.
Absolute madness from Kai. 13-8 now. He has been a huge impact in these last couple rounds.
Absolutely has. Was present there on Lotus where the rest of the team was not. My God, Kai on a heater once again. We'll see you guys on the other side of this halftime break.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Far cry from what we were witnessing on that first map. We are now tied up 6-6 at the half. Trace rallying back, coming alive. But can they start this half off right? Can they get that pistol and take us over to that final map?
It's going to be tough. This is generally the better side of the map for T1. With this comp, they went 8-4 against Talon, 7-5 against DRX, 5-7 against Gen G, but then they went 0-6 on their defender side, so it didn't go so good there, but this is generally where they're going to be doing their damage, where they're going to be finding those combos, where they're going to be able to TP into sight, hit you with a bunch of util, hit you with some timings that make things really, really challenging. Obviously with that double tap leading the way, sometimes makes it so hard for opponents to know when they can challenge a fight and when they can't. Things like that really come into play here, but for Trace Esports, they started to come alive. A lot of it is on the back of Kai, who once he gets that op and those blades in his hands, he is lights out. Stack's gonna eat a stun. I don't think much will become of that. He's got a Sheriff in hand, but isn't gonna challenge the long A angle. Instead, gonna try to push his way through short. Meanwhile, it's a B hit for T1.
Yeah, Smoke into that C connector, double peek over towards A, but Funk going for a timing. He's able to find one.
Blinding.
Sylvan fights back, finds a kill. Stacks trying to go on this lurk. Heybei right around the corner. Does he go for it? Oh, Stacks. This is the first shot, but he covers. He's all right. That would have been devastating to the mental state had he missed that one, but now moving forward, dash forward I should say. Kai able to find one, but Zizu's just sat here on top of the box in the corner. Mo's down 2. T1 get themselves a third pistol win in the series.
Tremendous patience from Stacks. Maybe a little too much there at the end, but it worked. It's fine. It's still a great idea. The way he plays that off the rip, eats the stun, sticks in the smoke, re-pushes down.
It wasn't an Ascent A lobby moment.
No.
You know. Don't gonna call anybody out. Didn't quite get that bad. But for a second,
site,
there was some scares.
And Sylvan played that really nicely there, trading immediately off the first kill, and then being a bit of a bait for Izu and Meteor, who are on the other side of the site. They're just gonna make a quick push in towards C. B though has a camera to check for this push out in towards the ramp, but it's gonna be a fallback here for Trace Esports. See if they try to push the tempo a bit.
Issue is one player that has a weapon that can do a little bit of damage to that Marshall. And this guy's still going to be working his way across the map. Buzz does get taken down. Heybei just strafing forward into the smoke. Gets himself a third as Sylvan runs out of bullets. Recovered Vandal. As now Stacks is dead. Heybei
Spike down.
coming up with 3, and Kai still hasn't even arrived. The spike is dropped. Izu swooping around will know, should know, that this just leaves the garage. 45 seconds, some time to play with. He could reroute. Just the Sheriff in hand. Odds certainly stacked against him as tries to jump up into the window, but it's going to be Hebe getting himself a 4-piece as Trace doing to T1 what T1 did to them at the start of Lotus.
Absolutely, this is kind of Trace Esports calling card. They're really good in ecos. They have been for a long time. And not just against EDG, who is notorious for throwing against ecos, but they're very, very good in these scenarios. And it's the timing that they use here to push through to the site, and they catch T1 a bit off guard. T1's pushing into smokes when they really shouldn't be. You know that they're gonna have close range utility there, or at the, they're right-clicking with classics. They just kind of walk into those smokes and pay the price. Great stuff by TE, though, to get ahead of that plant, to never even let it come through. It's a couple Sheriffs and a Guardian. The only buy-ups for T1 on this round. Meanwhile, even Outlaw for Kai.
Right here.
Assault rifles the rest of the way through. A little bit of a, I was going to say, Stax is in trouble. Meteor.
Flushed out Meteor, able to find one. Double tap. Available, forced away there by the fault line. Buzz making some noise. Paranoia going to be sent his way. Jumps across the opposite side. Looking, spawning up with these players. Dodges the Paranoia, steadies the aim. He'll find one, but Buzz with that Sheriff. Puts him down, picks up the gun. Surely T1 can't just do it again. Right back to him.
Ooh, fantastic coordination, though. Again, Sylvan leading the charge. Buzz able to tuck into the other side.
Two players with just basically no HP here. Stiff breeze would knock Buzz and Meteor down to the floor.
They got those upgrades.
Pressure here on this flank is there's a swoop in. The headshot going to be found. Meteor tucks back around the corner, sends out the wall, rushes, sees one on the right. Swoop in, Kai. That second shot able to connect. Buzz's position, but Izu's gotten rid of Hebe. The jump in, the shorty will get the connection, but the time is just not really there. Kai, he'll just play for the kill, but he's not going to have it. The Thrifty coming through from T1 off the back of getting thriftied. I feel like I'm casting Genji from last year.
This is just a wild back and forth on this map. You can sense some of the discomfort for both these teams in a way. I mean, this map hasn't been horrible for T1, but it hasn't been great. It has been widely avoided by Trace Esports. It's just some great teamwork that gets them over the line. It's some really good individual play. Meteor there, getting the kill and then backing off immediately. Izu found a great time. Step in, find a kill. But it's that pick they find early to get a rifle into hand and being able to carry those into that site.
Oh, but Kai on a bit of a walkabout trying to find somebody caught unawares, but T1 right now are dialed in.
Shadows traveling.
Looking like he's going to try to do the same, but Sylvan has his sights turned back over towards the garage. He fully anticipates it, reads it beautifully. The kill comes in, the shot dart not deep enough. Meteor pushes up into the smoke, finds Beyond K. That just leaves Fung Fung on his lonesome. Now position is confirmed. Swing out, and that's going to be a flawless here for T1. Once again, separating themselves away from Trace. Up by 2 rounds, looking to hit double digits.
Great anticipation here. Expecting Kai to get aggressive. Meteor's right there, ready and waiting. Double tap available. They're just doing a great job pushing and pulling together here. Sylvan watching the flanks. Just good comms, good coordination. For T1, sometimes it's just the fundamental things that they really need to do well to kind of beat their opponents. There's so much talent, there's so much firepower on this squad. If they're just kind of in sync, generally it's going well. A lot of what they do isn't necessarily based on big set executes or things like that. Sure, they've got that on Lotus to control that space, but it's like the combo plays, the two-player plays that really set T1 apart. That's something they've been doing pretty well here, especially on this map so far. It's been a lot of the coordination that's been getting them some of these rounds. Trace has punched back as best they can. Kai has been heating up, but still, T1 is resilient. They're hanging in there.
Now, one away from hitting that double-digit figure. You mentioned it. deadly this attacker side can be for T1. I mean, at a glance, makes a hell of a lot of sense. You look at the two people at the top of the boards. It's double duelist. This is where they're going to thrive.
Exactly. And now you've got a kill contract. So now you can kind of take your time, work out the map a little bit, see if you can find that target, isolate that player on C is kind of generally what T1 likes to do with this kill contract. They want to isolate whoever's anchoring that site and then just try to get the free plant and get the long distance post plant set up.
Fun thought that you've gotten it, but Camera didn't take, so has to just improvise a little bit. Sends him backpedaling, giving up quite a bit of space here on the site. Cam cleared out. Double tap shield about to be reset as, yep, there's the grab on the Fung Fung. Wall's falling, Fung Fung wins it out. That's a huge kill for him to find. Hasn't been the cleanest map for him so far, but that kill is huge, as are those. VALORANT coming away with two. Sylvan Buzz both going to be taken down. Spike planted, but Stacks now stuck here in the site as Izu tries to lurk forward. Smoke dissipating, catches a glimpse, but Fung Fung arrives from Garage and absolutely dominates the round, start to finish.
That's such an important win there in that kill contract. Completely changes the dynamic of that. And Bianca finds two on the backside. Nice work with that Phantom. Just spraying through, Saw the spam, went forward himself, and then Fung Fung on the lurk. I mean, this is just a brawl.
Yeah.
That goes there.
It's who can outdo who.
Yes, this should do.
You know, Trace Esports has kind of just said, let's just go at him. Let's just throw him everything we've got. Our tournament life is on the line. Let's go out with a bang if we're going to go out.
Very cleared on both sides. Dimensional drift now coming through. Buzz just chasing forward. Which is a glimpse of one. Wants to make sure that that sewer is going to be cleared here. Drone now coming out. Oh, he's just going to jump out right in front of him with a shorty in hand. And Bianca cannot react fast enough. Find out arriving. Updrafts over top of the trip. Camera here in sewer. Should be able to catch a glimpse, provided that Izu's actually toggling it, but now Buzz is finding another one. I'm going to be taken down. Side to side here with the camera. There's the ping reveal. Stacks. Not a lot of time to try to react to it. Kai comes away with that elimination. Meteor going to be taken down off screen as well as Lil King able to find one. Paranoia going to be sent through. Sylvan at hell tucks back, but Buzz is taking over. Not going to be rewarded with an ace. Hey, tries to bail it out, but he doesn't know Izu's position. No one had caught a glimpse. And he is there to save T1 in this round. Once again, up by 2.
It's just the little things there for Trace Esports. That early pick on the Bianca, thought he was safe, thought he was far enough back that he could drone. The whole time they're playing to give up sight and play for retake. And you can see the retake is good, the timing, the coordination there. Kai is just a step ahead of where T1 expects him to be when they check that cam. And Stacks is already too far down the ramp where he's in a bad spot. He gets caught out. Back over to Kai, who's gotten knocked out. They're going to be able to check it with the drone. It's a good piece of work there. Buzz has to TP out.
He's just going to have Meteor refill that space. The aggression is catching them off guard. Skate Crash now coming through into the back. The Paranoia there. Buzz takes the TP forward. Hunter's Fury gets the ping reveal. Opened up, dueling Hunter's Furies. Bianca is going to be able to find one, but Stacks will equalize as he finds Fung Fung at the same time. And now Buzz planted here at back plat. Gets rid of Hebe. Izu holds down Garage. And it is all on Bianca. Snappy headshot to get himself a third, but it'd have to be an ace clutch to get them this round win. Both players full HP, full shields. He's down to 46. Gonna have to effectively just be headshots the whole way through. Has some isolated fights if he can swing this corner, win the first one here. But Izu has just been on the money here today.
That one, I really thought Bianca was gonna have a shot with T1 giving him the isolated fights like you mentioned. Literally what I was just thinking, what a creative play there to use the TP to bait for Meteor, who can just walk in to double tap activated. And Buzz holding the back line there, even though he goes down to Bianca. This one right here, ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. But set up positions, yeah, the Psy. You could feel the pressure mounting for Trace.
That's kind of the problem, is that this map here, so many of these rounds, including the previous two, close but no cigar, just can't quite get through that last player or two. Dimensional Drift already online here for Buzz. Spotting out a hell of a lot here. Now just keeping in behind over at Hal. Kai up over the top, however, with the knives, is able to go ahead and shut him down. Stems the bleeding. Keeps him in with a shout. The jump peek.
Oh.
Paranoid out.
Micro movement here, so good from Kai.
Okay, able to find that one. Needs to flick here on a Meteor. Meteor able to find two. The MK still alive, still dancing around the box, but Meteor and Izu keep them afloat, and they get T1 up to match point.
God, that would have been such a good round for Trace. You feel confident with Kai, blades in hand. But Buzz, great TP there, great reaction from Kai. Then I love the movement to move around that smoke, to dodge the entry from T1. They even get a kill off the back of it, but then he can't find Meteor. And Meteor just starts breaking him apart. 3K for him. Izu there to clean up. Great aggression off the back of that dimensional drift, and Buzz is fired up, man.
And he is. Now, Trace needing 4 rounds in a row to take this to overtime. Double tap popped, Buzz leading the charge. It's a kill contract about to come through. It's going to be a grab here on the BNK. It's the weapon out, looks for it, finds it, refreshes the shield, and is right back in along Kai here. Needs to try to slow things down, tucks it behind the box, is able to find one. It's a hell of a lot more, but Buzz finds him. And that's just gonna be a firing squad opened up here in the blink of an eye. 13-8, T1 persevere. They send Trace home, they send them packing. It's been 1,174 days since the duo of Stacks and Buzz missed out on a playoff when they got eliminated in the group stage, and they say it will not be happening again on this day.
Unbelievable stuff today from T1. The coordination, the execution, the aim, much more on point than we saw them against Vitality. And Trace really did put up a much better fight on Haven. Obviously, Lotus was all T1 the whole way. And for Trace here, a big round of applause, well-deserved. A team that can do damage. T1, though, this team that was put together to win championships, to win trophies, trying to find their form, trying to find their footing, and this could be the first step towards something even greater.
Oh, I wonder what the sign says.
I don't know. Is it going to be?
What could it be?
Is it going to be?
Man, oh, Stacks just lost his bonus.
Well, we'll never know now.
Man, we won't know. Stacks is no. Let's just bow. I want to celebrate.
Wait, guys, try again.
We've got
to get the bundle. Get the bundle. There it is.
Okay.
I'm shocked.
Who could have guessed?
Yeah.
So save it for the photo op. Let's get the bow in front of the fans first. But they managed to sort themselves out. Fortunately for T1, the coordination in-game was a lot better than it was trying to get the banner. But for the fans here, quite a bit of relief. Neither of these teams today wanted to come into the tournament and walk away winless. Unfortunately for Trace, that is the circumstance. Commiserations to them for their performances. This was a lot better of a rally back compared to what we had seen. They did have at least a contentious map as well in that first series versus G2. But we know that this is not their level. We know that they can play above what they have put on display. And I, for one, am hoping to see Trace back at Toronto, where they can really take that tournament by storm.
Really, I mean, I don't think this is the Trace that we'll be seeing in the future. I think Feng Feng in particular just did not have a good tournament, and that's unusual for him. He's usually a really solid player, was so good in China and kickoff, just can never find his form. And Kai had his moment here on the Jet, but widely on the Vice, he was struggling at times, so still feels like with some of the new meta and the new adaptations that are going on globally, that's something that Trace Esports is going to have to look to going into Stage 1.
Yeah, absolutely. But for T1, a second lease on life, but the road, it doesn't really get any easier from here. Gonna have to play another series if they want to be able to qualify, and of course they have to sit back and wait to see who their opponent's going to be.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really difficult for T1, but this was a great confidence builder. This was definitely a moment where they could say, these are our maps, this was our draft. We should be winning this, and you did it rather handily.
Yes, absolutely. The question is, are they going to be given this dream scenario again? I think unlikely. So we need to consider this. We need to continue to see some iteration and some development on those other maps because this was a bit of a gift here for them.
Just Meteor on ISO every map. Just send it. Who cares?
Honestly.
Just let it go.
The Abyss comes through. I think you probably just want to play it out and maybe just keep Buzz on Yoru like we're seeing from Tenmin over on DRX.
Exactly.
Either way, though, we're going to send him down for our Verizon post-match interview and hear some words from the IGL himself, Stax.
Cool. ขอบคุณมากๆนะครับผม What an amazing crowd ตอนนี้นะครับผมก็มาอยู่กับ Stax นะครับผมซึ่งผมก็มีคำถามอยู่เหมือนเดิมนะครับ2คำถามเริ่มจากคำถามแรกเลยนั่นก็คือว่าผมเนี่ยสงสัยเหลือเกินว่าทำไมถึงต้องเลือก Haven เนาะเนื่องจากว่าประสบการณ์ในการที่เขาเล่น Haven มาเนี่ยอาจจะมีความโครงเคลงอยู่บ้างนะครับแต่ว่าวันนี้เขาดูมั่นใจมากขึ้นและอยากรู้ว่าไปทำอะไรกันมา Alright, Stax, first of all, congratulations. I would love to start with the first question. And yeah, the first question is pretty much about the second map. I really want to know, and I think a lot of the players did not expect you guys to, pick Haven as well, given the recent performances. Yeah, could you run me through what was going on through the decision making for picking Haven?
승리 축하드리고요. 사실 많은 사람들 그리고 상대 선수들이 T1이 헤이븐을 픽할 거라고 예상하지 못했던 것 같아요. 최근에 약간 흔들리는 모습을 헤이븐에서 보여주기도 했었잖아요. 그래서 헤이븐 픽의 이유가 궁금합니다.
저희의 이제 퍼스트 맵은 이제 항상 헤이븐이라고 생각을 했어서 상대방이 이제 열어준 거에 너무 감사하게 저희가 픽을 당연히 했고요. 저희는 이미 준비가 돼 있었고 그리고 저희는 왜 그렇게 대중들이 생각할지 모르겠지만 저희의 첫 번째 맵은 헤이븐이라고 생각합니다.
제일 강한 게 헤이븐?
네.
We actually think the Haven is our strongest map. I don't know why people would take that as a surprise. I mean, I do really think and believe in our Haven. And and also for the first map, we thank Trace for picking it too, because it's one of our strongest maps too.
Oh, alright. ก็สำหรับคำตอบนะครับบอกว่าก็งงเหมือนกันนะครับว่าทำไมบางคนถึงสงสัยว่าเราถึงเลือก Haven นะเพราะเนื่องจากว่าเรามั่นใจ Haven มากที่สุดแล้วเนาะเช่นเดียวกับแมปแรกเหมือนกันก็งงว่าทำไม Trace ถึงเลือกเป็นแมปที่เลือกไปนะครับเนื่องจากว่าเราก็มั่นใจในแมปนั้นเหมือนกันว่าง่ายๆก็คือมั่นใจหมดนั่นแหละถือว่ายอดเยี่ยมเลยทีเดียวมาถึงคำถามที่2นะครับผมนั่นก็คือตัวของเขาเองนะสำหรับ Stax เองเนี่ยรู้สึกว่าเจอทีมจีนทีไรแล้วมาทุกทีเลยอยากรู้ว่าวันนี้เข้ามาแล้วมันส่งผลหรือเปล่ากับการเจอทีมจีนของเขาถึงเพอร์ฟอร์มได้ดีขนาดนี้นะครับผม Leading to the second question, you have always been known to do very, very well against the team from China. So I really wanted to know, in this case, does facing Trace Esports today, does that have any impact on you?
섹스 선수 중국팀한테 안 지잖아요. 오늘 트레이스 e스포츠를 상대할 때 그런 자신감이 좀 많이 도움이 됐을까요?
그렇게 생각해 본 적 없는데 그렇게 얘기를 해서 일단은 처음 알았고요. 그리고 아마도 이제 저를 알고 이제 저희가 스크림에서 많은 이제 이펙트를 많이 줬기 때문에 중국팀 상대로 아마도 거기에서 조금 저희 아우라가 나오는 게 아닐까 생각합니다.
I never actually gave it much thought, but now that I think about it, it comes more from screaming a lot of Chinese teams and us leaving a lot of impact on them. So maybe they're intimidated by us. So that's why I do well against Chinese teams.
Amazing. ก็บอกเลยว่าเอาจริงๆก็เพิ่งรู้เหมือนกันเนาะว่าแบบมีส่งผลอะไรอย่างนี้ต่อทีมจีนด้วยเหมือนกันแต่ในขณะเดียวกันก็มานั่งคิดดูเขามีการสกรีมหรือการซ้อมกับทีมจีนเนี่ยเยอะมากๆอยู่แล้วนะครับเลยอาจจะฝังลึกลงไปในเหมือนทีมของฝ่ายฝั่งนั้นด้วยเหมือนกันว่าฝั่งเราเนี่ยค่อนข้างน่ากลัว and that would be it for now. Thank you so much, Stax. Congratulations on the next round. Thank you, Jen, for the translation. And guys, we'll pass it back. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And that is it from the stage.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ